Good morning, yogis. Welcome to practice. Today's class is front body flow. We're going to be opening and engaging a lot of the hip flexors, and that's going to work up through the core. We're going to start using a block. So if you have a block, have it on the medium level and take it right under your sacrum. So lowest portion of the spine, that triangular bone. And if you don't have a block, that's okay. You'll still get benefit. But you'll start like you're preparing for wheel with feet flat, knees bent, and then just get the block right under the sacrum there. And then step your feet off the mat or to the edges of the mat and just knock your knees in so you feel that internal rotation of the thighs. You scoot the shoulders underneath you, then drop them down. Just let the back of the head be heavy and close your eyes. And allow the hips to just be as heavy on the block. Feel the low back heavy and draped towards the floor as you hug back to your belly. And we'll just take a full breath in. Feel the chest, the belly rise. Top of that breath. And release the breath out. Allowing the back body to get heavier, hip to get heavier, sacrum to get heavier. Twice more. Inhale. And exhale. And one more. Full breath in. Release it out. And then take your feet hip width apart and just draw both knees into your chest. And at any time if your sacrum starts to shift off the block and you feel less balance, just readjust. And then let your low back drape as you pull your knees in, draw back to the shoulders and flex your feet. Keep your right knee to your chest. Just extend your left leg. And then if you look beyond your left hip, I just want your toes to be right above the height where they might disappear. And then interlace your hands around that right shin. And then let your low back drape so it's not pulling away. As you reach out to your left heel, scoop your right hip towards it. And then take a full breath. As you exhale, pull the right thigh down towards your right side body. And then just pulse your left leg up and down. I like to just close my eyes here. So getting an opening through the front of the left hip. But from these little pulses, about an inch up and down, eccentrically, lengthening. To the front of the left hip. And then pause there, release the arms with the palms up and keep going with those little pulses. You should feel it in the front of the left hip. If not, no big deal. Depending what you were doing before we started class. And then finish up. Keep the left heel hovering. And then we're going to find an L shape, but I want you to now take the left leg straight up. Inhale. Then exhale, lower it down just to that hover. Inhale, left leg straight up. Keep hugging your right thigh towards your chest. And then exhale to that hover. Inhale, left leg straight up to 90. And then exhale, just to hover. Twice more. Inhale, left leg up. And then exhale to hover. Now bend your left knee so the left foot comes flat. Straighten your right leg straight up. And then interlace your hands behind the back of the right thigh. Scoop your right hip towards your left foot. And then pull the right thigh towards you. And if you're able, without lifting the low back, start to straighten your left leg. You get a nice stretch to the back of the right leg. You might circle the right ankle. But then don't turn the left toes out. Roll the left inner thigh down so the left toes feel like they're trying to turn slightly right. Keeping that left leg engaged as you pull with your biceps, right thigh to your chest. Soften the jaw, shoulders back and down. Take another inhale. And then bend your right knee, left knee to chest, both knees in. And then slowly just start to straighten your right leg. And then finding that hover point, again, not lifting the low back, but letting the low back drape as you hug back to your belly, and then interlace your hands around your left shin. And then start to pulse that right foot. And you might need to lift it higher if your low back is pulling away. And then once you feel comfortable, just release the hands and continue the pulsing of the right leg, and just soften your gaze or close your eyes. Pulling the left thigh toward your left side ribs as though your hands are around the left shin. Letting the back of the skull, backs of the shoulders be heavy. Keep hugging back through the low belly. Scooping left hip towards right heel. Just feel that right frontal hip just turning on, as well as lengthening as you pulse that right leg up and down very subtly. And then pause there. Take an inhale. Stretch your right leg up. And then exhale, come back to that point A where we started. Just that hover. Inhale, right leg straight up. And then navel to spine as you hover. Pull left thigh in. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, hover. Split the legs apart. Inhale, leg up. And then exhale, hover. One more. Right leg up, inhale. Come back to the hover. Now bend your right knee, set the right foot down flat. And then straighten your left leg towards the ceiling. Interlace your hands around the back of the leg. Scoop the left hip towards your right foot. You can keep the knee bent if the low back is pulling away and the back of the leg is tight. Or drag your heel forward. Straighten the right leg as well as the left. And then let your low back drape towards the floor. Pull the thigh towards your left side chest. Roll the right inner thigh down. Feel the core support here. Slow down the breath. And release all the way through the low back, front of the right hip, up through the left leg. And soften the left knee. Bend your right knee to the chest as well as the left. And then set the feet down. So the feet symmetrical, toes forward, feet hip width apart. Just lift your hips up and keep your arms extended with the palms up. Lengthen your sitting bones towards your knees. Hug back to your belly. Just go for that stretch to the fronts of the thighs. And then exhale, bring your sacrum back to the block. And then straighten both legs. And then without pulling the low back away, let it drape. You might take your arms overhead. Roll the inner thighs down. You can point your feet, but spread the toes. Hug your shoulder heads in their sockets. Turn your palms towards one another. Take a full inhale. Just get long from end to end. And then exhale, rebend the knees. Lift the hips, and remove the block. And then pull your knees in. Open the knees. You can take a happy baby here. to re-lengthen the low back. Maybe rock a little side to side. Keep pulling your low back away from the crown of your head. And when you're ready, just release and then rock and roll along your spine. And then downward facing dog, or take it to tabletop if you're craving some cows and cats. Go ahead. And then from your down dog, spread your fingers wide, firm the inner palm, palms down. Whether the legs are straight or not, lift the sitting bones up as you lift the belly. And then I want you to imagine there's a block between your forearms. Hug your forearms in as you push them out away, but then lift them up to some degree so your armpits hollow as you hug inner to outer shoulder. You feel the shoulder blades broaden. And then the neck sticking out from the tops of the shoulders long. And then take the top thighs back, outer hips, inner groin back. Find the breath smooth and even. And then step your feet together. We're going to work on hovering or descending the femur in down dog. We're going to get that extra work for the hip flexors, pelvic floor. But it's important to really feel the push, squeeze, and lift. So push of the palms into the mat, lift of the forearms as they squeeze in. So you're not getting stuck in the upper traps as we move through this. So on your inhale, I want you to flex your right toes up toward your kneecap. And then keep the left foot as is, just hover the right foot. Toes and heels in line. And then scoop your right hip back. Try to turn your right toes to the left. And then make sure your shoulders aren't moving forward and your neck isn't scrunching up. Keep lifting the right thigh bone up. Take an inhale. Set that foot down, second side. Firm into the inner palms. And then lift the left foot up. And start by lifting maybe just the ball of the foot, then the heel, and then turn your toes to the right, internally rotate the left leg, and then scoop the left outer hip back, and then lift the front ribs up, hug inner to outer shoulder, keep the upper back wide. Take an inhale there, and then set the foot down, and then look to your hands, bend the knees, high the toes. If you want, stop top of the mat, or do that same plugging of your thighs into the pelvis, hot feet between your hands. Take an inhale and lengthen, and then exhale and fold. Rise to stand. On your breath in, stretch your arms up, thumbs to heart, samasthiti. Arms up, inhale, fold forward, exhale. Shoulder heads back as you lengthen, inhale. Vinyasa, step, hop, float any way through. Take it through slowly, as needed. Open the front body. We're going to go through that twice more for virasana. So once you're in dog, push the mat away, spread the fingers firm through the inner palm, but then hug your forearms in as you draw inner to outer shoulder. Root through the left inner heel, then flex the right foot, lift the right foot up an inch. Try to keep the left heel firming down as you scoop the right hip back. And then set that foot down, flex the left foot, Draw the left inner thigh back, outer hip back. And then lift the left thigh bone up. Plug or descend your femur into the pelvis. And then set the foot down. Do the same action with both legs. High on the balls of the feet. Inhale. Step or hop. Exhale. Spine long, look up. Exhale, fold. A little faster. Rise to stand. Take a breath in. Fold forward, breath out. Inhale, lengthen heart forward. Chaturanga, step or hop. Take it through up dog or cobra, breath in. Down dog, breath out. Feet together, spread the fingers. And then just hover the right foot. Scoop the right hip back. And then soften the sides of the neck. Keep firming inner to outer shoulder. Keep the left heel down. I want you to see now if you can draw your right shin forward. And it might just be like a half of an inch. In order to do that, you have to descend or plug your right thigh bone up more. And keep the left heel down. Set that foot down. Right heel stays down. Now hover your left foot. Toes and heels in line. Lift the left thigh bone up. And then maybe draw the shin forward. But keep working the left shoulder and left hip back. Don't let the hip or shoulders move forward. This is really hard work, but a little goes a long way. Step the feet together there. Look forward. Plug your inner thighs into the inner groin as you hop. Get your butt over your shoulders and then land light. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. One more sun A. Inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift the belly and chest. Quietly, vinyasa. Downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, hover the right foot. And then exhale, keep the left heel down. Draw the right foot as forward as you can. Wrap the triceps down. And then right foot meets left. High or inhale. Hover your left foot. Lift the left thigh bone up. And then do your best to drag the foot forward without shifting the shoulders or hip forward, and keep your right heel down. Plug the left thigh up. Inhale. And then set the feet together. Exhale. Take an inhale. Look forward. And then feet to hands. Get your hips over your shoulders. And then come right to chair pose. Take an inhale. Feet together or hip width apart. Feel the hips descend, the navel lift. And then sit a little lower. Keep knitting your front ribs, lifting the belly. And then curl the pinky fingers back behind you. Sit even lower. Lift the chin. Stretch up through the side ribs. Reach down through the bottom. Inhale, look up. Exhale, sit. And then take your hands, walk them back. And then squeeze your shoulder blades together. Lift your shins. Squeeze your elbows together. Now you can stay here. I want you to keep this in your chest, really broad, or stretch your arms forward and come to your fingertips. I like this variation better, but this might be more helpful with the heels of the hands down, squeezing elbows in, especially if you have a hard time not rounding in Navasana. We're going to keep the torso as is. Take an inhale, maybe straighten your legs. And then exhale, hover your heels. Keep the torso. Inhale, legs up. Exhale, hover. So working the hip flexors. Inhale up. Exhale, hover. Inhale up. Keep lifting the low back. Exhale, hover. Inhale up. Exhale, hover. A little faster for 5 and down, 4 and down, 3 and down, 2 and down, 1. Hold, knees stay bent, maybe legs straight, arms forward to the toes, lift the low back, and then bend the knees. Get your hands down now behind your hips. Curl the shoulder blades or shoulder heads back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together before you even lift your hips. Then lift your hips, reverse tabletop. So the feet are symmetrical, toes forward, knees hip width apart. And then focus on just drawing your shoulder blades together as you look forward. And then keep that as you allow your gaze to drop back. Open the throat, front body, chest. Take a full breath in. Keep the inner palm firm. And then look forward like a swing. Come to your heels, sweep your hips between your arms. Maybe lift the heels. Belly in and up. And then bring your feet down. Walk your hands forward. And then come right to chair pose. If you want to hang out with triceps to knees, find that squat. And then inhale to chair, arms up. Exhale, crow pose. Get your hands down, step your feet together, knees to upper arms. Again, finding the fanning of the fingers. Hug your elbows in, big toes touch, heels to bottom, and then protract. Dome your upper back, spread the shoulder blades. Lift the chin. Lift the bottom. Claw the mat. Take a full breath in. Step it back, shoot it back, breath out, chaturanga. Breath out. Inhale, up dog. Down dog. Exhale. Find your breath. Push the mat away. Squeeze your forearms in and lift them up to drag the hips back. Soften the upper traps and neck. And then hover your right foot. I'm going to call that point A, that hovering, toes, heels in line. And then come high in the ball of your left foot. Now drag the shin forward without moving the hips forward or shoulders forward. Keep scooping the right hip back, but as the right thigh bone lifts up, your shin can go more forward. Take a full breath in. And then exhale, left heel down, bend the knee, roll the hip open. Put more weight in the right inner palm so the right shoulder stays level. And then firm your left hip back. Straighten the legs, square it off, inhale. And then knee to nose, shoulders over wrist, step heel to thumb. Spin your left foot out. Hips stay low, warrior one. Inhale, arms rise, palms press. Vinyasa, take it through anyway. Downward facing dog. Lift the left foot to hover. Wrap the triceps down. Spiral inner biceps up. Keep plugging your left thigh bone up. Come high on the ball of the right foot. Without your hips or shoulders moving forward, draw your shin towards your chin. Keep lifting from that left inner groin, thighs. Scoop the left outer hip back. Take an inhale there. Try not to let the neck get too short. And then right heel down, bend your left knee, roll your hip open. Keep the shoulders symmetrical. Right side body long. Straighten the legs, square it off, inhale. Knee to nose, step left heel to thumb. Warrior one, spin the right foot out, arms up. And then vinyasa, exhale, take it through. You can do that again and just add on a little bit. Feet together, inhale, find point A, hover right foot. High in the ball of the left foot, draw your right shin forward without the hips moving forward. Take an inhale there. Left heel down, leg up and back, open the hip. exhale. Inhale, leg up and back. Knee to nose, exhale, core plank. Leg up and back, inhale. And then high in the ball of the left foot. You can hop and switch or just step, right heel lift down. Warrior one, arms up. Inhale. Vinyasa, step back, maybe halfway, shoulders over wrist. Take a hop up. And then take it through your flow. Spread the fingers. Hover your left foot. And then high in the ball of the right foot without the hips moving forward. Draw your left shin towards your left side body. Think of railroad tracks. You don't want to split them wider. Keep the left toes moving straight forward. Right heel down, leg up and back. Roll the hip open. Inhale, straighten the leg, square it off. Knee to nose. Leg up and back. Inhale. Warrior one, hop and switch, or just step. Arms up. Inhale, virasana A. Step back. Maybe halfway, lift the right leg up. Or take it through your flow if you want. Hop up, kick your butt. Stamp the right heel up. And then flow it through. Take a full breath there. Do it again. Hover your right foot. High in the ball of the left. Without the hips forward, draw your right shin towards your right side body. Leg up and back, bend the knee. Inhale, open the hip. Core plank, exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, leg up and back. Hop and switch your step. Virasana A, breath in. Vinyasa, breath out. Finish up dog or cobra. Downward facing. Spread the fingers. Push the mat away. Squeeze the forearms in. Lift them up. Step the feet together. Hover left foot. Point A. High in the ball of the right. Left shin forward. Without the hips moving forward, they're going to want to keep scooping the left hip back. Chest towards left shin as it draws forward and up. Right heel down. Bend the knee. Roll the hip open. Straighten the leg. Inhale. Square it off. One of these, knee to nose. Leg up and back. Hop and switch or step to warrior one. Inhale, arms up. Vinyasa. Take it through. Downward facing dog. Step your feet together. And then come right to chair pose. If you want to work on hopping, kicking your butt. Maybe it's the pike hops. Plug the inner thighs back into the groin. Get your hips up and over your shoulders. But right to chair, drop your seat. Stretch your arms up. And then soften the neck. Broaden the upper back. Sit even lower, more weight in the heels. Exhale, lift the side ribs. Sit even lower, inhale. Bottom down, Virasana. Grab behind your thighs, lift your low back. Straighten your legs, and then just extend your right arm so the palm is down. And then left arm up, bicep to ear. Now turn your toes to the right and just come to that right sitting bone or hip. Keep your toes turning to the right and the legs together. The chest is going to stay static. Take an inhale. And then exhale, hover. Inhale up for 10. Exhale down. Inhale up. Keep wrapping your right shoulder in the socket. Last 5, 4, 3, if you want, reach towards your left ankle, 2, and 1. One more. Come on up, center, left hand down, turn your toes to the left, stretch your right arm up, plug your left shoulder in the socket. Take an inhale, hover the heels, and then exhale, reach up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come to center. Magnetize belly to thighs, thighs to belly. Lift the chest. Maybe reach towards your toes. And then bring your feet down. Reverse tabletop. Gather the shoulder blades on the back body. Lift up through the hips. Let the head or gaze draw back. Chin to chest. Swing your hips between the arms. Push them out away. Maybe straighten the legs. Lift your hips. Bring your feet down. Right to chair. Drop your seat. Feet hip width. Look up. Sit lower. Breath in. Fold forward. Breath out. Take an inhale and lengthen. Step your right leg back. We did a lot of work in the front of the hip. Now we're going to stretch it out a little more. Walk your hands up your left thigh. Interlace your fingers. Scoop your tailbone toward your left heel. If it feels good, stretch your arms up. Anjaneyasana. Any variation of the arms, you can cactus your arms. Hands behind the head. Maybe grab around the upper arms. But don't let your right hip roll open. Don't let yourself just sit and sag into the low back. Keep lengthening up and out. Hug back through the belly. Push down through the left heel and draw it underneath you. Deepen through the breath. Next breath in, stretch your arms up. Vinyasa, exhale. Stretch your right leg up, bend your knee, open your hip. Now come high in the ball of your left foot. Wild thing, left shoulder over wrist. Take the right leg over. Firm through your left outer or inner palm, index finger, thumb, knuckle, and pull it towards your left foot. You can inhale back to side plank. And then think a crane here. Pull your right thigh to your chest, just like how we started. So it's not tree, but plug your right thigh towards your right side body. You might use your right hand, maybe right arm up, and continue that. And then hug your left sitting bone towards your left heel. Pull your right knee towards your right armpit. And then step your right foot to your left thumb. Take an inhale, crescent lunge. Arms up. Exhale, 45 degrees of the torso. Lift the shoulder heads up, knit the front ribs. Lengthen out. Any variation if you want arms forward or thumbs to heart. And then inhale, warrior 3. Roll the left toes down, right hip back. And then going to praying mantis here. Start to bend your right knee, pour more weight into the right heel. And then keep the spine long as you find that contact on that right thigh and the chest broad. And then lift the left leg higher without opening through the left hip. Take another inhale. Hands down, standing splits. I'm going to take it through a vinyasa. So these handstand options are skippable. But if you want, hop back to the ball of the right foot. Shift your shoulders over your wrists. Take a few hops off your right foot. Plug your right thigh to your chest. Knit your front ribs back, lift up to your left heel. And then take it through. Downward facing dog. Have to travel back to the top of the mat. So inhale, look to your hands. Exhale, take a few hops or one big hop. Feet between your hands. Chair pose once you land. Sit even lower, breath in. Hold forward, breath out. Second side, inhale, lengthen. Step your left leg back, knee down. Curl your left toes under or tap a foot down. And then lift your torso up. Interlace your fingers. Push your palms into your right thigh. Squeeze the feet together, thighs together. Just feel a nice opening through the front of the left hip. As you pursue a little more back tilt of the pelvis to then lengthen up and out, maybe arms up. Keep the breath moving. You choose the best arrangement of the arms here to get in deeper. Take another full breath there. Arms up, inhale. Vinyasa. Just take it through. Left leg up, inhale. Now bend your left knee, open your hip, but then come high in the ball of your right foot. Get your right shoulder over your wrist. Take it right to wild thing. Turn your right foot back. Left palm down. And then firm through your inner right palm and pull it underneath you. Feel the right scapula lift your heart. Look back to your right thumb. Inhale. Side plank with left thigh to chest. The left shoulder is going to want to roll down. See if you can hang out here, hugging that right hip in. Hug your right shoulder head back. Maybe left hand to shin. Pull that thigh in more towards the armpit. 3, 2, lift the right hip. And then as slow as you can, 1, step left heel, right thumb. Come right to crescent lunge. Take a breath there. And then 45-degree angle of the torso, breath out. Any variation of the arms. And then inhale, warrior 3. Exhale, feel the legs, roll inner right thigh up, drag left outer hip back, and then start to bend the left knee. Praying mantis, so no hands. Lengthening forward and down through the spine. Keep everything neutral in the hips. Following that general theme today. Feel the extension through the right leg, front of the right hip. Deep breath in. Exhale, free the hands to the earth and fold forward. Standing splits. Check out your right toes. Now they can see underneath you. Turn them to the left. Roll the right inner thigh up and then stretch your legs apart. And then keep that if you want to pursue handstand hops. So that's really one of the main factors to start to find your inversion. Split them out apart, high in the ball of your left foot. As you hop up, make sure you're not rolling your right hip open. Maybe you find the L. Then left knee towards left armpit as you reach up to the right heel. Hug your upper arms in, bend your elbows in air, vinyasa. Take a moment, find your breath. And then inhale, bring your knees down, just sit back to child's. And then come up to tabletop here. We've done a lot of hip extension. We're going to continue that, but work into more of an opening in the chest. We're going to find that from puppy pose. So start to walk your hands out. And then come to your fingertips. Lift your butt up high, but then wrap your triceps down. And then see if you can just melt your heart. You might need to walk your knees back, curl the toes under. If that doesn't feel good on the neck, go ahead and bring your forehead down or nose. But if you can, only thing touching the mat is the chest, the knees, and the finger pads, all 10 of the tips of the fingers. And then pull the mat back with the fingers. Broaden the upper back. Melt the heart. And then bend your right elbow, walk the hand alongside your rib cage, bend your left elbow. And then pick your chest up, drop it forward, and then lift your shoulder head, squeeze your elbows in. Now curl your toes under. I just want you to curl the left toes under and extend the right leg. Maybe lift your chest. Bring it back down, light on the chin, maybe lift left knee. Lift your shoulder head, squeeze the shoulder blades together, left knee down, inhale. Right knee comes down, exhale. Walk your elbows in, lift your shoulder heads up, curl your right toes under, and then extend through the left hip, left leg up and back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, keep lifting through the fronts of the shoulders. Maybe lift your right knee. Lighter on the chin, right knee down, left knee down. Take an inhale. Slither all the way down to the front body. And bring your forehead down. Clasp your hands behind your back. Shimmy your shoulder blades together. And then lift your head, your chest. Keep the tops of feet down. Root your knuckles back. Now lift your legs. Take a full breath in. And then exhale, release. Up dog or cobra, inhale. Down dog. Exhale. Walk your hands to your feet. Feet hip width apart. Take an inhale, lengthen. Pada or Padangusasana, peace finger grip or hands under feet. But then bend your knees, walk your ribs out your walk your ribs out your thighs. And then exhale, fold. Drop your head. Lift your shoulder heads up. Push your palms up into the soles of the feet as you rock more weight towards the toes. And then spin the inner thighs back to spread the sitting bones apart. So you feel more and more space between each vertebrae. Take another full breath. On the exhale, look down, release the hands, and then walk it back to downward facing dog. Spread the fingers. Feel the upper back broad. Step the feet together and hover your right foot. Point A. Putting it all together, I want you to keep the left heel down initially. Don't draw the shoulders or hips forward. And just keep the right leg hovering. See how far you can drag the shin forward without drawing the foot out. Don't split the railroad tracks apart wide. And then high in the ball of the left foot without the hips going forward. Draw your right shin as far forward as you can. Scoop the right hip back. Lift from the right inner thigh. Good. Take an inhale, right leg up and back. Stay high in the ball of the left foot. Don't open your hip. Shift your shoulders forward. Now look between your hands and then think L. Hop off your left foot Stamp your right heel up, straight up and down, or stand the L. It's going to be left side standing splits. Left foot between your hands. First, lengthen out. Take an inhale, scoop your left outer hip back. And then exhale, fold. I'm going to take an inhale there. And then tap your right knee into your left calf. Look up. Exhale, standing splits. Inhale, kundalini squat. Tap the calf, look forward. Exhale, standing splits. Tap the calf, inhale, thumbs to heart. And then rise on that left leg, right leg over, right arm under, eagle. Drop your seat, lift your elbows. Keep the arms, warrior three. Inhale to crescent lunge with eagle arms. Exhale. Inhale, lift the elbows up. Think humble warrior. Draw a line with the elbows inside the left knee. Lift the torso up. Inhale, elbows up. Elbows outside the left knee. Revolve, crescent lunge. Thumbs to heart. Scoop the left hip back, stretch the chest forward. You can open the arms or go deeper. Left hand half bind, maybe full bind. Take one more full breath there. And exhale, warrior two, virasana B. First set, time opening to the side of the mat. And then flip your palms, lean to your left, keep the legs. And then hug the skin of your left hip back even more. And keep everything from the waist down. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, stay, bend into the left knee more, lift up through the right inner thighs. You plug the right thigh back. Take another full breath there. And then exhale, roll your hands down. Come right to standing splits. If you want, just step it back, vinyasa. Maybe take it through handstand. If you want, find your L leg. If you're able, come straight up and down. Think puppy, draw your inner groin back. Pike your legs. Hold the pike, bum back, inner groin back. And then in air, bend your elbows. Slow chaturanga. Take a full breath. Step your feet together. Hover your left foot. And keep your right heel down. Keep drawing your outer hips back. Just draw your left shin as forward as you can as you scoop the left hip back. Keep the neck long. Wrap the triceps down. Now come high in the ball of the right foot without dragging your hips forward or shoulders forward. Allow that height from lifting the right heel to draw the shin forward even more. Stay high in the right ball of foot. Just stretch your left leg up. Now shoulders forward. Look forward between your hands. Take a few hops off your right foot. Stamp the left heel straight up. Draw the right inner groin back. Find your ribs, upper arms hugging in. Right side standing splits. Lengthen out, inhale, standing on the right leg. And then exhale, fold. Kundalini squat, bend the knees. Tap the calf, look up, inhale, standing splits. Twice more, inhale, tap the calf. Sit low, exhale, split. Keep your belly on your thigh the whole time. One more, inhale. Exhale, split. Kundalini squat. Sit low, thumbs to heart. Push through the right foot. Left leg over, left arm under, eagle. Upper body back. Drop the seat. Lift the elbows. Shoulder height. Take a full breath in. Keep the arms, warrior three. Unravel the left leg. Feel that leg in space. Soften the right knee. Curl the left toes under. Inhale, lift the elbows up. Think humble warrior. Draw a line inside the knee. All the way down as far as you can. Inhale, lift up to the torso, elbows, and then exhale. Outside the knee to revolve crescent lunge. Stay there, maybe open the arms, half or full bind. And then drag the skin of your right hip back. So again, the pelvis is neutral, hips are aligned. And then curl your belly away from that inner thigh. Roll the right shoulder blade to more the back body. Take another full breath. Keep your right knee tracking over second toe, warrior two. Inhale, and then settle in on the breath out. Look the palms hinge to your right. Scoop the right hip in, knit the front ribs back. Keep everything from the waist down. Inhale, reverse. And then bend into the right knee more as you tip to the left. Scoop your tailbone towards that right heel. Stretch to the right side. Take another breath in. Cartwheel, hands down, standing splits. Just re-lengthen the back of the right leg. You can step back, find your flow. Option two, shoulders over wrist, high in the ball of the foot. Hop up, kick your butt. Keep moving through that. You might hold the bent knee. You might take it straight up and down. Spread your toes, hug the upper arms in. See if you can draw the inner groin back, bum back, overhead. Pike your legs. Bend your elbows in air, chaturanga. Take it through. So one more flow here. It's going to take us through to more stretchy goodness. Take a full breath in. And sigh it out. You might open your mouth. With a neck long, firm the inner palms. Push, squeeze, lift. So push them out away. Squeeze your forearms in, but lift them up. Hollow out your armpits. Don't flatten them. Broaden the shoulder blades on the back body. Once you set up the shoulders, then you can work deeper in the legs, the core. Step your feet together. Keep the left heel down, hover your right foot. Should all be pretty familiar at this point. Drag your right foot forward. Keep turning the toes to the left. Scoop the right hip back. Don't let your hips go forward as you come high in the ball of the left foot. Now drag your right shin more towards your chin or chest. 3, right thigh high. 2, right hip back. Keep high in the ball of the left foot. 1, right leg up. Now look forward, hug your upper arms in. L hop off your left leg. Try to stick it. Hold it. We're going to land in left side standing splits. If you want, left toes to left wrist as you come down through that left leg. Try to tap with the left toes and then bring the foot down. Inhale, supported warrior 3. Exhale, Anjaneyasana. Just step back to that right leg. Left hand, left thigh. Stretch your right arm up. And then side bend. It might be just to the left. It might be on a little bit of an angle. So kind of pursue just those different variations to work into different muscle fibers, whatever feels best there. And keep lengthening top on the left heel. Pulling left heel underneath. And then come back to neutral, take an inhale. Now going for the quad stretch, so left hand to thigh, reach your right arm back, turn the palm out, bend your right knee. And you might just grab around your ankle or foot. It might be outer ankle. And then lift the shoulder head, plug it back. Maybe both hands as you lift the chest, pull the heel in. Or Ardha Bakasana, so right index finger goes between first and second toe. Fingers wrap around, right shoulder hugs back, and then lengthen the spine. Don't roll open through the right shoulder and hip. Keep it facing forward. Right heel in. Then get heavier through the groin as you keep that heel in really close to the sitting bone. And this is where you can start to make your way into that mermaid bind here. Or Rajakapotasana in Anjaneyasana, overhead arm. Going to your own edge there. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, slowly release. Runner's lunge. Now, we're just going to sit back in half virasana, coming to the top of your right foot. Left leg straightens. Roll the inner thighs down. Align the hips. Option 1, stay pulled forward. Option 2, bend your left knee. Set the heel right in front, sitting bones, and come back to your elbows. Option 3, come all the way back. And you can push through the right top of foot. Draw right knee forward as you lift up through the sitting bones, hug back to your belly. So you feel more of a stretch right at the top end of the quad. Maybe even all the way down through that right knee. For me, this is one of the best ways to open the front of the hip. And take arms overhead as well. Make sure you're not sickling the right foot. Keep flexing the toenails of that right foot into the mat. Rolling the inner thighs down, hugging back to the belly. Pull the left heel underneath. And just that hovering, lifting of the sitting bones is going to help you find that back tilt of the pelvis. To lengthen out. If you're on your back, slowly come back up. Runner's lunge. Step the right leg back. Come to plank, left leg back. And then inhale, float the right leg up. And then exhale, down dog splits or wild thing from here. You might come to the top of the right foot, just like we did in virasana. Stretch the right arm overhead. Maybe look to your left thumb. Contract your right hamstring and lift the right foot up towards, heel towards right sitting bone. Half pigeon. Hug your right knee in, right hand down, and drop to the right hip. Align the pelvis forward, right hip back, left hip forward. And again, the left toes are going to help you adjust accordingly. And give yourself what you need, whether it's folding, maybe going more towards spinal extension and lifting. just under another minute here. Maybe time to really absorb this release. And then inhale, walk your hands in, lift the torso up. Curl the left toes under, get your hands under your shoulders, lift up through that left knee, right leg up and back. And then look forward, we're gonna hop the left foot between our hands. And then right to crane pose for tree. So it can be funky chair, it can be heel inside left inner thigh, it can be half lotus. Hug your left hip in here in half lotus. You might fold in more of the Ashtanga variation here. If you're upright, you might look up, challenge your balance. Take one more full breath. And exhale, look forward, bring your right foot down. If you're in the half lotus, hands down if you're in the fold. Inhale, arms up, everyone else. We'll just take it through a flow. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. If you're in your half lotus, you can travel through your vinyasa with your tree leg. You might pike the leg and then take it through. Second side. Step your feet together. Last push here. Toes and heels in line. Hover your left foot. Keep the neck long. Don't let your hips draw forward or shoulders draw forward. Start to draw your shin forward, keeping the right heel down. Scoop your left hip back. Now high in the ball of the right foot. Now how far forward can that left shin go? Keep the railroad track. Don't make the legs wider. And then high in the ball of the right foot as you just stretch your left leg up. And then look forward. Hop off your right foot. Try to find L. If you're finding L, pursue right toes to right form. Maybe it taps. Everyone, right side, standing splits. Inhale and lengthen once you get there. And just step the left foot back. And then lift your torso up. And then going for a side bend, right hand to thigh. You can tip to the right, maybe a little bit on a diagonal. Upright your torso, lengthen your tailbone forward, and then right hand to thigh. Reach back with your left hand. You can just grab around that ankle, and then squeeze your shoulder blades together on the back body. That might be enough for you today. Or Ardha Bhakasana, thumb wraps inside big toe, index finger between first and second toe. And then pursue left heel to left sitting bone. So you might come out of that really getting heavy through the groin, just to lift the belly and lengthen the spine. And then keep that proximity heel to sitting bone as you drop the pelvis. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, release what you got. Come to runner's lunge. Set the left knee down and then sit the hips back. Straighten the right leg. Align the knees, top of left foot down. Make sure you're not sickling the foot. And then suck your sitting bones back. You can fold over that right leg. Or bend your right knee. Lower down to your elbows. Maybe all the way down to the back body if it's okay on the knee. As you lift the hips just to hover. Feel the left knee reaching away from you. You get that nice stretch through the front of the left hip. And you can just set your sitting bones back down again or keep them kind of just hovering. For me, I feel more when I do that. We're all different. If it's too much on the low back, I should have said this the first side. You can pull that right knee in. It can be nice. If you're on your back body, drop your shoulders. Whatever variation you're in, take one more full breath. And then come back to right side, runner's lunge. And then step back to plank. And then lift your left leg up. Down dog splits, bend the knee, open the hip, or from here, wild thing. Turn your right foot out and then maybe tap a left foot down. As you look to the right thumb, you might contract your left hamstring and lift the heel and just hover the top of the left foot. Hug your right shoulder, head back. Deep inhale. Left knee to left armpit. To half pigeon. Left hip down. Align the hips, lift the heart, take a breath in, and then fold forward or stay upright. About a minute and a half here. Drop your left sits bone heavier. Feel the weight of your torso, the weight of your whole body. And then bottom of your next breath out. Inhale, look forward, walk your hands in. Scoot your right knee forward, lift your left hip, stretch your left leg up and back. Square it off. Find those L hops off your right foot. And then we're coming right to tree on the right leg. So once you get top of mat, left knee to chest. Funky chair. Heel the inseam or half lotus. And again, hug your hips in, your heels to the end, same push inner thigh to heel into one another. And a little of that back tilt of the pelvis as you lift out through the belly. If you're comfortable in your half lotus, take it to the fold. Half bound lotus, stay in the fold. If you're in tree, look forward, release the left foot. Inhale, both arms up. Let's take it through a final vinyasa. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Vinyasa. Take it through. And then hop through to a seat. One last pose. Paschimottanasana, so legs straight. Maybe lift your seat like Dandasana. Scoot your hips back. And then bring your bottom down. Inhale, stretch your arms up. And that lifting of the low back. And then exhale, fold forward. And roll the inner thighs down. Take an inhale, lift the shoulder heads, plug them in their sockets. And then exhale, lengthen the spine out as you fold forward. Good. Inhale, look forward. And then exhale, sit up. Roll all the way down to your back. And then any last pose that you may be craving, whether it's a supine twist, or you might just feel ready to drop right into Shavasana. You might be craving bridge or wheel as well. Essentially, give yourself what you need. And then drop into rest, drop into stillness. Shedding whatever you need to release here. Representing death. And new beginnings.
I invite you to wiggle your fingers and your toes. You might roll to your right side in the fetal position. Take one big rock up to a seat. And just find your spine light and long, your chest open, and the container and heaviness of the pelvis. As you bring your hands to your heart and bow your gaze. Namaste. Thanks, guys. I hope you have a fresh outlook on your day. And you feel good and make the most of it.